You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tonya Mazurek.
Welcome, twin. Hello. Welcome to SBA Today for the week.
Uh-oh. I think Paul walked away. There he is.
I was like, what was that?
I don't know. Typical live, man. Live.
Welcome to SBA Today for the week of November 11th, which is Veterans Day. That's why we're strutting our green. And of course, we are strutting our friends at Starfield and Smith, even though they're not a sponsor. Hint, hint. That was for you, Ray. Hey, so, welcome. It sounds like to me that the government may actually open back up.
No,
I mean, there's some hope.
A few of them went to the other side of the aisle, so that's not a bad thing.
Let's see
how long that lasts.
Yeah, that's exactly it. There's still another vote in the House. The president still has to sign it, so there's still some process, but at least we're making good headway. Where we were doing absolutely nothing prior. So,
So, be happy for the movement that we get versus the stalemate that we've been on. At least there's some movement. Might not be a lot. Might be iffy, but hey, it's better than nothing.
At this point, I'll take anything.
Exactly. So what we got going on today, Paul?
Well, actually, there is one late breaking news that just happened. And I don't know if you saw this, but this is really, really big news. Today is our producer Madison's birthday.
Oh,
Madison, happy birthday.
We're not going to sing her a song. Come on, man. People expect way more out of us.
Nobody wants to hear us sing that. But
that's true. They've told me stop rapping.
Right, and she likes to be like the girl like hidden in the back. So we would hate to embarrass you, but Madison.
Oh, Madison, I know. I would love to have her come on for just a half a second, but I don't know. I don't know if she will.
Oh, she won't.
But regardless, she is amazing behind the scenes, y'all. Happy birthday, girl.
That's right. Well, hey, let's go into our top story we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about an autopsy. That's what I call when something doesn't go right. I always tell my team, okay, guys, we're going to do an autopsy because that's you got to learn from things, right? Yeah, right. So, I mean, really what we're going to be talking about is, of course, a large top 20 institution abruptly shut their doors a few months ago. And so we kind of did a little bit of research, and as well as our friends over at Coleman did some research as well on kind of what happened here to our friends at Bay First. Well, okay, but here's the deal. Why do you care? Well, you should care because anytime something like this happens, it's a deal. You got to think about what your own institution is doing. Credit is deteriorating. Losses are increasing. What are you doing? Right? I mean, every institution has to look at their own credit box to make sure.
Well, and I think that's what everybody I think forgets, and that's what we've all forgotten in this. Well, not we haven't, but many out there have forgotten this, is what happens at one is a trickle effect. It's like the pebble in the lake, right? And it consistently just keeps growing and growing. So it's not, oh, that happened to them. No big deal. We don't really need to worry about it, but we do. So yeah.
Yep.
Why is that, Paul?
I mean,
you can go.
Let's look at a few other macro things on here. Sorry, it's a nerdy episode, so
it is.
Buckle up. Secondary market. It's kind of been volatile. It's kind of creeping back up a little bit. I actually noticed that yesterday with the reports. There's pricing pressure. Oh my God, Tonya, have you had any sort of pricing pressure? I'm sure you wouldn't know anything about that. Me neither.
None at all. Zero.
Good Lord. It's the race to the bottom. There's some big institutions that are doing prime minus for.
So let's stay on that. Let's stay on that.
Let's do it.
Because I want to stay on that one. What does that do to people? Whenever I mean, it's like walking in a dadgum or going to a garage sale and trying to get the best deal and whatnot. I don't know. That's what it seems to be out there. But guess what? What happens is as everybody's dropping everything to the bottom of the barrel, that's fixing to change. That's fixing to change
Yep.
what goes on with each of those banks because they're going to start filling up with some of these lower rates. And then what happens with that, Paul? I don't know.
Well, and you're not pricing to risk because, I mean, okay, let's be real. If you have a fully collateralized commercial real estate deal and a, 2 times debt service, shoot, sign me up. Like, I'll do prime minus on that. Let's do it.
But are they even coming to the SBA on that? I'm just saying.
There are.
Well, not as much. Well, that's true because of the discount or the 10% up front.
10%
but
down,
many times those are going the other direction. But
100% they are.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Think about business wages and cost of goods sold for like restaurant clients and that type stuff. Gee, there's no issues there.
You don't think that doesn't hit your pocket when you walk in and you order a steak that previously was maybe $25 and now that steak is $37, $40, and each of the other things are more? Yeah. True.
What about my teriyaki chicken that's now $20 for a lunch chicken teriyaki? I always get the fried rice, but whatever.
Yeah.
We talked about credit quality on there, and then there's just that risk between that. So let's talk a little bit about kind of what we know. Excuse me, I'm dying here. What happened here at Bay First in the Bolt program? They had. Oh, I'm sorry. This is you.
Yes, it is me, Paul. Paul likes to talk over me. It's not just me, y'all. I have to do it really loud because otherwise Paul be like, "Hey, man, it's my show." I'm like, "Hey, hello." I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay. So what happened at Bay First? The Bolt program, the aggressive program Bay First had in place, right? It was aggressive. It was extremely aggressive, guys. It was a working capital program. It's called Bolt. We all know this, or maybe if you don't, that's what it's called, right? It was focused on the smaller SBA 7A loans. Those are the loans that were up to $150,000. Okay. Now, the timeline of what went on when it came to this in August, Bay First announced the closure of its SBA loan department and a reduction in force of 51 positions. That's a lot of people out there, right?
That hurts.
A lot of people. Sorry to those who are involved in that. 26 in the SBA and 25 in other lines, so other departments and whatnot. Source, some of the notes that where this comes from, right, are portfolio, the reports, I guess, out there indicate the initial job cuts and the Bolt shutdown were in August. Yet the formal portfolio sale was announced later in September. The portfolio sale now, they sold $103 million SBA 7A loan portfolio to another institution, Banesco USA, for 97% of its retained value. That's a $5.1 million loss on the books, guys. Yes.
Ouch.
So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, that is the opposite effect of a premium.
You think? Yeah. And that's going to do some stuff. I mean, that's just the immediate financial plane of them exiting the program. What other things do you think could be coming down the line, Paul? I mean, between you and I,
well, smaller loans have more risk, right?
They do,
like
in general.
We need to understand that. And we just kind of need to address the challenges, right?
Yeah.
They said that inherently higher risk due to the nature and financial sophistication of borrowers, which is absolutely, we've all been there.
True.
And low interest rate for small loans.
Yes.
What?
Well, low interest
when I read
rate
that, I was just
it was low interest. I mean, it's all of the above, right? And so many people, what happens though is they get into this. I don't even think there wasn't collateral associated with that, right, Paul?
Some were.
I mean, some, right? But meaning there wasn't the same I guess resources put into play there or whatever. So people have a tendency to get in and then something goes south. And it's real easy to say, oh, this is harder than I thought it was going to be, and then walk away from it. So we have way more liquidations out there, way more way more going south in that section or that smaller line amount or loan amount. So anyway.
Well, and when Tonya and I were at Nagel together a few weeks ago, again, that was a big thing, is talking about that. The previous administration had a large focus on expanding small dollars, which
I get. Great.
I have zero problems with that. However, you really got to really price your based on your overall risk. There was definitely.
It can't be a drive-through, man. It can't be set up in such a way that it's so daggum easy. It's a drive-through. Okay, I'll take 150,000 for this business, and I'll take that to go, please. No.
Well, and right. well, and again, it was the score and go, and this is what it was a big thing, and why they took it out of the SOP is I don't know if this was a direct reason, but I'm sure it helped. But that was, kind of utilizing the influence by the former score and go program and process that they kind of had on there. The collateral rule, 50,000 and under was just kind of no collateral, just kind of done on a hope and a prayer, and kind of do what you do on that under stuff. So it probably was a large amount of uncollateralized loans, even though they probably could have. So I mean, you put in that combination, and it's heartbreaking.
It's going to end well, is where Paul's trying to get to. It's just not going to end well.
But now there's one thing that I have to say, and it's probably a little controversial, and I'm sorry, but that's why you tune into this show. But that is, they were very. They loved their brokers. Okay.
Oh God. I know where this is going.
And love the brokers. They were paying up to 2% for broker fees.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was on the Bolt program too, but let's just hypothetically say that they were paying 2% on a low interest rate, no collateral loan. Well, that's why you became a top 20, but that's also why it would go down. So I hope they weren't paying fees on the Bolt program, but I wonder if they were.
I don't know. But that's just maybe somebody that might know, they can reach out and tell Paul and I, right? We would love to hear that. But I mean, it's so true, Paul, because then you've got to take not only the losses, but what they paid in order to have that deal sent to them. And then they're doing that deal. And in addition to what they lost on premiums when they sold this book, they paid out on something they're not making any money on, right? And guys, you brokers out there, make sure that you're sending the right deals. You're sending deals that actually need it, and aren't sending deals, because there's a program out there that that can get somebody a few dollars or whatever. Make sure you're sending it when it's actually needed, not otherwise, because I think I've seen that a couple times.
We're doing kind of the autopsy on kind of what went wrong, but what we haven't done, and one thing that we need to really always make sure on, is there's a bunch of borrowers now that have a much lower credit score, are now in bed with the government, that you're always going to have forever taking those recoveries. And that's the bigger thing. Sometimes people don't realize that we're protecting the consumer as well, not just the institution.
100% we're protecting them, because another thing that people don't know is, let's say you've got this debt and you go to one of the services, right, that's going to sit there and try to work out a deal for you. Okay. And we'll take this lesser amount. We'll take this lesser amount to just get it off the books. That doesn't mean it's off the books, right? You are forever, if you have any loss against the government, you are never, ever eligible for an SBA loan again. And that could be across the board on anything. And I think people don't realize that. Have you ever had that, Paul? Like, people come to you and they're like, oh, I don't have any loss to the government, but
of course,
maybe a student loan
called Tabers.
Exactly. Or you know what else could happen? Mortgages that are sold to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. People don't even know. They think they've got their mortgage. This happened to me, but I mean, I didn't default, but meaning I had a Wells Fargo
We're
one,
getting personal.
and it got so, well, if I defaulted, guys, don't ever come to me for anything when it comes to banking, because obviously I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But no, anyway, it was sold and I had no earthly idea, and found out like down the road. So people might not even know that they've got a loss to the government, and they do.
That's true.
Just keep that in mind.
That's
anyway,
true.
All right, let's see here.
So what are some of the takeaways, Tonya? What are those things that we need to know?
Some of the takeaways. Okay, let's go back up here on this. Takeaways.
So we definitely want to focus on the fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
Market demands, a return to kind of disciplined underwriting. When things start to turn like this, you need to go back to your underwriting and make sure we're doing the right thing. What else?
That's it. Well, I don't even know where the heck you are on here, dude. So
okay. See, I was trying.
Where did you go? I don't even know where you went, because I think he sent, you know what he does? He likes to send me notes that aren't true. So I can do that. No,
not me.
Anyway,
no. And well, again, and we kind of touched about this previously, but I want to make it clear that all lenders want to help small businesses. That's why we're here. Okay.
Yeah.
We make a good living doing it.
Including Bay First. They were doing it to help. They were doing it to help. So we're having, we're going through what we're going through, right? But this is not pointed against anybody. That is just one.
None.
That doesn't mean way more aren't coming down the line, because as we said, this is a ripple effect of all kinds of things. We don't know the others that maybe had large portfolios in this segment of and so many more could be coming out. Everybody's trying to do the right thing. We jump on these programs because the SBA puts them out, right? And people jump on these programs thinking that they're helping people, right? Sometimes though, it's almost, oh God, I'm gonna do some controversy here. It's almost like
oh boy.
Vaccines or something like that, right? You take it, you run with it because it's put out there and you think you're doing the right thing, but then there's challenges maybe down the road. Can I say that? I don't know. But you know what I mean?
Sure.
Meaning anything too soon or up front, you don't know oftentimes what the end effect is going to be. And then all of a sudden, anyway, there you go.
Hey, we should have RFK Jr. on next week. You want to call and see?
No, I want no controversy. Y'all, I stay so far away of it. I get so teased about this mess. I say so far away from anything and everything. Hopefully that can go south.
Come on. It's fun to stick your finger in there and see what happens. Anyway.
You go right ahead.
We'll close this out, Tonya.
All right. Well, anyway, I guess we talked about anything and everything that we can, or we talked about all the things, right, that can go wrong whenever you jump on programs, potentially too strongly or too much. So I guess the big point for us, Paul, right, and that's what we want to tell everybody is, things are coming down the line. We don't know what it is. Whether it be with this Bay First thing and the Bolt programs or any of the other programs, everybody's trying to do the best job that they can. They are trying to move through. We are going to have some upset. Anyway, hopefully the government will be opened back up again soon. I mean, that's something that, let's all cross our fingers on. And for all you veterans, thank you again for your service. Okay, so we're here on Tuesday mornings, and hopefully next week we're going to be dressed a little different. Maybe, I don't know, we might be twinning again, but here on Tuesday mornings on LinkedIn and YouTube. Otherwise, any of the streaming platforms where you get your podcast. Paul and I love to chat with you. As you can tell, neither of us have a problem with our conversations. Reach out to us on LinkedIn and connect. Tell us what you'd like to hear us talk about, man. We'd love to get some ideas, throw it out there. And other than that, I don't know, go have badass days. And I did.
That's right.
See you guys.
See ya.
All right. Bye.